I see why they were cheering for, is it Santana? Yeah, wow. Great, great. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Please permit me to greet the Master of Ceremonies, Reverend Ralston Coke, Principal Mr. George Henry, and the Vice Principals and members of the AAA staff, that's administrative, academic, and ancillary. And also, please permit me to greet the Chairman of the Board of Governors, or Board of Management, as you call that board here, Mr. Francis, who spoke so well about his own educational journey. And I learned a lot from his tremendous testimony. And other members of the Board of Management who are here as well, members of the PTA, including the executive, and also the Honorable Gentleman MP Henriquez, who was given a rousing message to relate to someone else. And of course, we have with us a distinguished couple in the person of Mr. Alphansus Davis and his wife, Mrs. Davis, and we celebrate them and give God thanks that they're here. And I join your principal in just extending condolences to Mr. Davis and the rest of the Davis family on the passing of one of their family members. And I greet all the parents of the members of the graduating class, and other relatives, loved ones, students, but above all, the members of the 2023 graduating class of the Alphansus Davis High School. I greet you all well this afternoon. And it really is my pleasure to be here to share with you in this wonderful, tremendous graduation exercise so far. I have been enjoying myself. I think most, if not all of you, perhaps outside of some persons who were in the sun a while ago, and I saw who were struggling, but now it seems like the sun is no longer affecting them, have been enjoying ourselves. Now, I believe that as we come together to celebrate your accomplishments or achievements, graduating class, your fortitude and your bright promise for the future, we stand under the banner of a very significant theme: embracing the future through recovery and resilience. We find ourselves in a world where these values, recovery and resilience, are so critical because we are emerging from the global pandemic that, well, the most recent one that was really devastating. It impacted the world so much that a couple in India got, during the pandemic, twins and named them Corona and COVID. When I heard that, I did exactly what you did. I smiled, in fact I laughed. But it just reflected the impact of the pandemic on the world and on them. Now, before I delve into the heart of what I have to say to you, I want to share this little story with you about a pencil and a pen. They were participating in a race. The pen with its fluid ink and its sturdy frame made an immediate impact. It was very confident, while the pencil appeared rather modest and even nervous. As the race began, the pen made a mistake, and unable to erase its error, ended up veering off course, while the humble pencil, though slow, was able to correct its trajectory, its path, with its built-in eraser, finishing the course flawlessly. And here we see the beauty of recovery and resilience. I want to draw some lessons from one of those two things that we use in our schools. You use the pen and you use the pencil. You would have, of course, many of you probably, I should say, heard about the parable of the pencil. Not going to talk about that parable, but I want to draw some lessons from that. That is the pencil. Now, when I reflected on your theme and thought about this, I said to myself, there are some significant lessons from the pencil that I want to share with the graduating class today. Do you know anything about the history of the pencil, graduating class? Have you ever read about it? I would imagine you have not. Do you know that the modern pencil was invented in 1795? How many years ago was that? Holy. We're looking at about 228 years. Is that it? Yeah. It was invented by a man, a Frenchman by the name of Nicolas Jacques Conte. He was a scientist who was serving in Napoleon Bonaparte's army, if you know the history of the French Revolution, etc. Now, his original process for manufacturing pencils involved roasting a mixture of water, clay, and graphite in a kiln at 1,900 degrees Fahrenheit before encasing the resulting soft solid in a wooden story. And from that time, the world has known about the pencil and has used it in so many different areas. I want to share some valuable lessons from this utensil, implement we call the pencil. This ordinary tool that many of us have used from we were in kindergarten. The first of the lessons is this. It has to do with understanding our purpose. What did I say, graduating class? What is the core purpose of the pencil? Yeah. It is to write, or you might say to draw. because some persons use it to draw. It has no other purpose but to do that. It doesn't matter what changes the pencil undergoes. It doesn't matter how much you sharpen it or you bite upon it. Its sole purpose is not to go into your stomach, but it is to write. I believe that as human beings, our main purpose, and some persons these days might not agree with this, but our main purpose is to reflect the person and character of God. He has given us gifts and skills, each of us. It doesn't matter who you are. Each of you, and I mean this, each person looking at me has some unique gifts and skills. You might not be as bright as Sharon or as James, but you have, as one movie star would say, a particular set of skills that make you special as well. And so I say to you, live out your purpose. Discover your skills, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities, and ensure that you flow in those. And do not try to be like someone else. Be yourself. What did I say, brethren, in class? Oh, yes. Understand your purpose. I'm going to tell you all of them very quickly. The second one is grasping the value of simplicity. You see how simple this is? Does this look flashy? No. Pretty simple. A pencil, despite being such a simple tool, is immensely powerful in the hands of those who know how to wield it. Similarly, our lives may seem simple. Some of you are coming from some ordinary families, according to some others. But you hold enormous potential inside of you. Oh yes. In embracing the future that we're talking about, where our theme is concerned, and you just sang about, singing about what lies in the distance, and all that kind of stuff, we should remember the power and importance of our individual roles, no matter how simple they may seem. Some of the most influential people in history were very simple, without being simpletons, if you understand the difference there. They were simple in terms of their appearance and lifestyles. In Jamaica, many people want to look like some other people. Many of the young men and even young women now who are engaged in some terrible activities, including lotto scamming or lottery scamming. Guess what happens where they're concerned? They want to be like others. They want to look a particular way, dress a particular way, and so they do not want to wait and work hard and live a simple life in the process. They want to flaunt the thing and go on like they are the next best thing since sliced bread. I say to you, there is value in simplicity. When I was growing up, well, I'm not very old, but when I was growing up, I used to listen to a lot of dancehall music, reggae songs. One of the songs I recall is a song that says, and it reflected the culture at the time and the current culture. We love me bike, we love me car, we love me money and thing. But most of all, yeah man, the kind of lifestyle in war. But when there was a massive backlash, he came back and said, "Me now stop crying." Let me say to you, there is value in simplicity. You don't have to flaunt what you have. After you would have worked hard and you are well organized in life, people will see that you are indeed blessed and highly favored. Do not want what you cannot have at this point in your life. Desire the best things, but work hard towards them. The value of simplicity. Number 3, sharpening for effectiveness. I think you have all sharpened the pencil before, right? Is there anyone among you who has never sharpened the pencil? My God, man. You cannot use a pencil that you normally buy without the lead being shown to do anything much. Am I correct? It has to be what? Sharpened. So just as a pencil needs to be sharpened to serve its purpose effectively, guess what? Life's challenges, life's trials and struggles come to do what? Sharpen us, refine us, and hone us for greater things, making us more effective individuals. Some people don't want to hear about hardships. Some people don't want to hear about tough times. But they can serve to make you and shape and mold you. Some of you may feel like failures right now because of personal and family issues you've gone through. But guess what? It no matter what you've been through, you can become the greatest that anyone has ever known. Don't you know that? You do not have to run from anyone or anything. Stand your ground. Graduating class. Stand your ground in the midst of your struggle. Some of you, you have been through some rough times. The pandemic threw some of you off course. Oh yes, it did. Some of you probably felt like running away. Am I correct? But, you know, that reminds me of a song by Popcorn and Tonya. You don't have to run away. Stay right next to God. Stay right next to your parents and your mentors who can usher you into greatness. When life challenges emerge, whether in sixth form and those of you who are going to college, don't run from life's challenges. Stand your ground and use them as stepping stones to success. So ensure that you are being sharpened for effectiveness. The 4th lesson is this. It has to do with staying what? Balanced. I want to tell you something about a pencil. A pencil needs to maintain a balance between its sharpness and what? The eraser that's right here. Okay? For correcting mistakes. Because it doesn't matter how sharp it is. Mistakes will be made. And it doesn't matter who you are. How sharp you are intellectually. How brilliant you think you are going to make mistakes. But guess what? Mistakes should not define you. You must ensure that you stay balanced. Many of you have experienced the challenges that come with an unbalanced pencil. One that was sharp and lacked an eraser. That's imbalance right there. Or one that had a good eraser but struggled to remain sharp. Have you ever had that experience? Similarly, as you move towards the future, you need to maintain a balance between learning and growing from the past, and that reflects recovery, and building the toughness to weather future storms. And I think I heard you singing something about let the rain fall on me, something like that. The storms will arise. The rain will definitely fall. But when you live a balanced life, you will be able to weather the storms. So stay balanced. What did I just say, graduating class? Number 5. This lesson has to do with evolving with time. You have to evolve with time. Pencils have evolved over time. Oh yes. From the traditional wooden ones, they have mechanical ones, and now there are digital styluses. You would know about those things. Yet they continue to serve one purpose. This could symbolize our need to adapt to the changes that life throws at us. Because life is constantly changing. Things are evolving. But guess what? We must remain true to our core purpose. Do not remain at the same stage and in the same position as the years that have gone by, or where you were in the years that have gone by. Give yourself time and space to grow. And this applies to all of us here. It doesn't matter who we are. There is still room for growth. So we must grow and flow so that we will ultimately glow. Do you hear that? You must grow and flow so that you may ultimately glow. So I say to you, evolve with time. Do not stay at one place. You know, when I was pastoring, not pastoring now, I'm just serving as the president of Bethel. But when I was pastoring in the Georges Valley community, pastored there for 12 years, there were so many times when I passed the young men and others at the square. There were times when I stopped and I would talk to them. And you know, for the 12 years, there were many of them who, when I would ask them, well, go on, man. And for that time, many of them would respond, well, Pastor, not now, boy. It's as if they joined the Not Now Born choir. So there was this perpetual chorus of Not Now Born. But I don't want you to join that choir. The Not Now Born choir is not for you. The choir that is for you is the Things Are Born choir. Do you hear that? You might say to yourself, but boy, I don't see what my future looks like. But I want you to declare that things are gone. And that you are moving towards a bright future, although it might not be too clear to you. And I want the rest of us in here, some of you are going through some rough times as well. And I see the sun is back there. And you're struggling. But you also, you must believe that your difficulties, your struggles only come to make you stronger and better. And you must also declare, although you might not see it, that things are gone. You know, many people believe that not now gone in Jamaica. You know the new notes. Have you all seen the new banknotes? Man, when I saw the television interviews and so on when they just came out, I heard one young lady say, why do you feel like we're foreign? I saw a TikTok movie where a guy he had maybe about 500,000 $1 million of the new money. And he was like, see ya, everything I have no value, see ya. Look, I'm gonna put the money in this, see ya. While some people were in the chat section saying, you can stand it, send me the money. It's a matter of perspective, isn't it? Oh yes, it is. For some people, nothing will never go on to Jamaica. And I know what I'm talking about. One party is in power, nothing now go on. Another party is in power, some people say things are going, others say nothing now go on. But guess what? For us to advance in Jamaica, it's not just about the political parties. It's about the power of the people. Do you hear me? It's about what we can make of our lives. They are playing their role. Mr. Henriquez would tell you that. You hear them in Parliament doing their stuff, passing laws, etc. But it's up to you to reject the not-now-go-on culture and choir and join the things-a-go-on culture. And say, boy, life rough. And Justin Trudeau did not allow Jamaica to get that new Canadian visa thing. But guess what? We are going to stay right here in Jamaica. And we are going to make Jamaica one of the greatest nations on this planet. Do we believe that, Jamaicans? Do you believe that, graduating class? Yes, and I know some of you are saying, you can't do. I want more Canada. As one person said on social media, I want see Canada. I want to go to the United States. I want to leave Jamaica. And I understand if you want to leave Jamaica. Right? I do understand that. But boy, do you know that this country, despite its flaws, is a country of greatness? We need to believe in ourselves in this country. And we need to evolve with time. Let me move on very quickly. My time is going. Number 6, embracing mistakes. What did I just say, graduating class? And this applies to the rest of us. Embracing mistakes is what the pencil is all about. Just like the eraser on the pencil, right? What does the eraser do? It erases errors and mistakes. Do not allow your mistakes to define you. Do not allow your mistakes to determine your future. Some people who made some horrible mistakes in their past have emerged and achieved the greatness. But sometimes, boy, you have to deal with some people who think that when you make a mistake, that's it. But it's not it. Past mistakes provide us with opportunities to learn, correct ourselves, and become stronger. Isn't that what resilience is all about? Okay. Resilience is about understanding that it is okay to make mistakes and erase them and start over again. Whatever mistakes you made, erase them and start all over again. Some of you might not get all the subjects that you wrote or you sat the exams, but guess what? Erase that and move on. Why do I say this? I left high school. I should have left high school with 10 subjects. I left with 4. Believe it, 4. The people in my village said, why? What happened? They wrote me off. And I felt like a written off banged vehicle. So guess what? I found myself in the field, banana field, and doing a whole heap of stuff. until I surrendered my life to the Lord very early. And I started to realize my potential. I said to myself, this is not all there is to me. Went to evening classes, got some more, went to Bible college, and the rest is history. I've earned several degrees right up to a PhD. Let me tell you something. Do not allow your past to define you and determine your future. Your past should be left where? In the past. And move on. Even, and I'm talking to the rest of us in here. Many of you feel like, wow, you can never achieve because of where you are coming from. Let me say to you that that's a fallacy. You know what a fallacy is? Let me just put it plainly. It's not true. You can still achieve. You can still become greater than you are now. And there is room. I believe that. Embrace mistakes. Erase the mistakes and move on. Think about the mistakes that you have made. Erase them. Rub them out. I love that one there. Rub them out. Could I see you? Could you raise your hands like this? Could you do some rubbing out? Rub them out. Yeah, man. Think about some mistakes that you have made. Rub them out because you are going to move on to greater things. Oh, my Jesus. Let me go on to another lesson here because, man, it has to do with uncovering hidden potential. What did I say? Uncovering hidden potential. What is inside this pencil? Hidden from view. It's the lead, isn't it? Without the lead, the pencil isn't a pencil. What is inside of it actually seriously defines it. And it's the same thing with us. You know, some people look at us and they write us off because of our appearance and our parents, because of where we are coming from. Do you understand what I'm saying? They look at us and boy, they say, they look at you and you're probably from Moko. And they say, can any good thing come out of Moko? It was the same thing they said about Jesus, brother. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth, Nathaniel said? But when Jesus approached him and said, look at a Hebrew in whom there is no God, Nathaniel said, oh my God. This is the Lord, the Messiah. It's what's inside of you, not what's outside of you that defines you. For many years, some people in the world looked upon our race and said that we were good for nothing. Only good to be used in the fields and elsewhere. But they were wrong. We had a rich history. Oh my Jesus. Many of the things that Europeans are celebrating came from us. I read about that this morning. That there were 70 Jamaican engineers that paved the way for England to make a claim. Right? Make a claim and become rich. But let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how you look. Doesn't matter. Man, some people look at you and some people might say, oh, you're black like. Right? But let me tell you something. The black man, like you and me, the black man, the black woman, we have a rich history. Do you hear me? Read about your history. You can become whatever you want to become in this world. Believe it. And many of you here, parents and others, some of you, I don't know, because of your own experiences, when your children give you trouble, man, you tell them some things, is he, man? And to be honest with you, why sometimes some of our children, it's not easy to deal with them. I know that. I'm a parent of 2 children. But you don't have to abuse them with your words to parents. Words are powerful. With words, God created the world and we were made in His image. Our words are powerful. I encourage you to speak positivity over your children. Parents, that might be bad, like whatever, but speak the positives. Release the positives over them so that the spirit of positivity will ultimately neutralize the negative things that they are going through and the terrible behaviors that they're exhibiting. There is hidden potential in each of us. Another lesson has to do with seeking guidance. Because somebody says seeking guidance. Yes, a pencil cannot be effective if there is no guiding hand. Can a pencil on its own do anything? No. A hand must pick it up and guide it towards realizing its potential. The same thing applies to you, to all of us. We must be guided. We must embrace the lives of others who can make us better. We must connect ourselves to people who can help us to become greater. We need guidance. Have you ever seen, let me ask you a question. What's the connection? You know, there is this movie I'm thinking about. Starring Keanu Reeves. John Wick? Yes. What's the connection between John Wick and a mathematician? With a pencil in their hand, they can't do anything. Have you seen John Wick with a pencil in his hand? He can't do anything. It's the same thing with God. With you in God's hands, my God, I am telling you, anything is possible. Have you seen John Wick? It's the same thing with God. If you yield yourself to God and the mentors that He uses in your life, you can be used to do absolutely anything in this world. Maintaining endurance. A pencil is not physically flexible, but it is designed to endure, to last. Some of you have even lost your pencils over time. But if you go right back somewhere to try to find it, it is lying right there. It hasn't changed. I want you to know that, we must be prepared to persevere, to keep going and going, to be resilient, no matter what. And I say to the rest of us, let us keep going. Do not give up. Neither give in to the negative influences around you. Because why they will come with a new man. We can't even call some of them by the old names anymore. We can't even call the manly anymore. Or the nanny anymore. But they will come with the new money and they will say to you, see ya? Come on. Easy money. But let me tell you something. You see, anything that comes easy goes what? Anything that comes easily goes easily. And sometimes the people go with them. So maintain your endurance. And finally, this has to do with leaving a mark. And I think I heard the principal saying this. No matter what happens to a pencil, everyone who has used one can attest that it always what? Leaves a mark. Similarly, everything we do in life leaves an impression or has an effect on someone or something. As you embrace the future, I am encouraging you, graduating class, to leave a positive impression. Leave a mark like Washington Manley. How many of you know that N.W. Manley was born on the 4th of July? You knew that? And they had a service commemorating his 130th anniversary recently. And I was there. Right? He left a mark. Although he probably left the political scene poorer than he entered it. But we are talking about people like him today. Do you want people to talk about you when you're gone? Graduating class? You want people to say how great you are, how special you are, the things that you do? Let me say to you, with each setback, you must bounce back. With each setback, you must bounce back. What did I say, graduating class? Write your own narrative. Don't allow anybody to write your narrative for you. Write it. Pave the way for greatness. You know, you step forward into the world, a world that is still reeling from the pandemic. Remember to embody the lessons of this humble pencil. Embody the lessons. Keep simplifying your life, growing through challenges, bending but not breaking, under pressure, uncovering your hidden potential, seeking guidance when needed. Always remember, each time you sharpen a pencil, it's a step closer to fulfilling your purpose or its purpose. On this day of jubilant celebration, graduates, let us applaud your journey to greatness. And if I had some non-alcoholic wine, I would raise a glass to you, and I would raise a toast to the greatness that lies inside of each of you. There is greatness in you. Look at somebody and say, there is greatness in you. Look at someone else and say, there is greatness in you. Look at someone else and say, believe in yourself. There is greatness in you. Every pencil holds within it potential to write a future masterpiece. I said to you, you have the potential to write a future masterpiece like Shakespeare and many others. You must ensure that you become great. Congratulations, class of 2023. The future comes. God bless you, everyone.
Let's jump on our feet and just applaud this special servant of the Lord. Come on, let's jump up on our feet and just celebrate. What a presentation, what a word. My. Can you imagine? You may be seated everywhere. Thank you, sir. I sat there and I was saying, suppose this pencil didn't get out of the banana plant in the trees and the bush and come out of the field and allow himself to be